again, lacrosse fans. This is the LaxRatz LazWrap, first one of the year for the year 2016. There's the Chief, I'm the Chopper. No highlight videos yet, season hasn't started, but we've got this year's top 10. And Lane, when we go through the top 10, let's quickly talk about who's gone and who's back or who's going to show well for each one. Coming in at number 10, you got the Peninsula Panthers. You should know all about those guys, right? So gone, Colton Michael, Brandon Wilson, Lance Plansky. Who's back?
That's right. You know, losing those three guys is going to be a tough loss, but Scott Phillips may be the best LSM in the league. Kobe Sang should hold it down at the attack spot. And I have a first-year goalie, first time ever playing, Connor Graves. I think he's going to do some big things this year.
First time he's ever played lacrosse?
First time he's ever played goalie. Second year playing lacrosse.
Great. Okay, coming in at the 9 spot, Crespi. One big hole to fill. Alex Dixon. What can you tell me about him? What can you tell me about who's back?
Kid put up over 100 points. That's a lot of goals to lose. But they got Jack Doyle coming back. Doyle's the man, committed to St. John's, and they're coached by Brock Livingston. He always has his guys ready, as evidenced by last year ending up in the finals. They get better as the season goes on.
Real quick, Dixon, how's he making that transition to college?
4-1 last game I saw him. Only had 1 goal yesterday, but that's 5 goals, 1 assist in 2 games. He's doing all right as a freshman.
Yeah, sounds like he's made that transition. Coming in at number 8 is Chaminade, kind of a new one to the top 10. I don't have anybody to tell you who's gone because we really didn't follow them that closely this year, or last year, but how do they look this year?
That's right. I think they have a lot coming back. I believe that they have their goalie coming back. They had a pretty impressive record last year, and I think they're a senior-laden team this year. So I expect them to do some big things in the Mission League, maybe shake it up a bit.
And coming in at number 7, Agoura, Jonas Swaggart is gone. That's going to be tough shoes to fill, but they've got plenty coming back.
That's right. They got a kid, Taylor Dankenberg. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing the last name wrong. A defenseman who's going to fill right into Jonas' shoes. He'll probably go Division I. He's that level athlete. They'll be tough to score on. They got a solid goalie as well. It's whether or not Liv Barr can carry the attack and they can put up some numbers.
We're going to want highlights of him. He may have the best name in the league.
All-name team starting, Liv Barr for sure.
All right, coming in at number 6, Harvard-Westlake. The Roman Empire has ended. What's the new empire going to look like?
They got a kid, Paul Rodriguez, injured a lot last year. He's a sophomore. I think he should do a good job scoring goals. They lost some midfield as well at Harvard-Westlake, but Eric Crum will definitely infuse that squad with new energy. And I think they're always competitive, smart, competitive kids.
Nico Econ, did I get that right?
That's right. Nico Econ transferred to Loyola, so he's an Air Force commit. We got a new guest here, Strider. You'll be hearing from her later, possibly.
We'll have Strider on the air in just a little bit. All right, now coming in the top 5, we'll start with number 5, Thousand Oaks. The starting goalie's gone, lots of their defense is gone. How do they hold up?
That's right. There's just so many athletes in that program. They're transitioning to a new coach, Mike Delabar, but I just believe Thousand Oaks has way too many athletes to not continue their success. I think they'll be reloaded. They got a sophomore attackman. The name's blanking me, but I'm sure you'll know who he is pretty quickly.
We'll get him on a highlight video in the next week or two.
Pretty soon.
Okay, coming in at number 4, my Mustangs, Mira Costa, long gone. Tom Farrell, Nick DeEstrella, Dakota Randall, those guys have all been gone forever, but they've got fresh talent, right?
That's right. They got a new crop who's, I think, going to do what those kids that you just mentioned have done. In the goal, they got John Van Sickle heading to Drexel. I think he's coming into his own, throws great outlet passes, and their midfield may be the best midfield line in LA with Zane Crandall, Hayden Fry, and Casey Bonner. Those kids are just horses.
Coming in at number 3, Westlake, the shoes you got to fill, Jesse Cuccia, how do you fill them?
That's right, that kid could dance, that kid could throw up numbers, he's at Carolina right now. However, they have one of the best attackmen in the league, Brett Riley, kid's super humble, super fun to watch, and a defenseman anchored by James Smith heading to Dartmouth. So once again, Westlake should be in the mix.
And you predict they're going to play a faster tempo this year with these guys?
Yeah, no more slowing it down, no more zone, they're going to let the athletes go.
Okay, well, that brings us to our top 2, and last year it was a revolving door. Actually, with Westlake, I think it was a top 3 that we were moving around. We expect a revolving door at the top 2 this year. Unlike past years, I will weigh in on my top 2, but we'll let the Chief go first. You got Loyola coming in at number 2. Not a whole lot gone, right? I mean, they've got a lot of guys back.
I feel like they just keep reloading without losing anybody. I'm not sure how it works over there, but they have so many athletes. If they can share the ball and they get along, they can obviously challenge PV. They can challenge anybody in the state. This is a team worthy of playing a national schedule because they do have those horses. 2 of the 3 guys on the first midi line going Division I, a couple guys on the back line going Division I, and the goalie Thoyer will end up somewhere pretty special, I'm sure.
And that brings us to Lane's number 1. And I would pin this on you, Lane. Except your body would probably reject it at this point, right?
Yeah, at this point, it works not anymore on me, but nothing but respect for what they've done at Palos Verdes year after year after year.
So gone is Stanley Gilbert's in the human highlight film. We're going to have to come up with other highlights, but a lot
coming back. You know, their defense, they're three, four, five top defensemen. You got Jared Jones, best player in California, possibly, and I don't think that's a stretch. Inside Lacrosse agrees with me.
You wanted to get a couple new names out there that have been hard workers, Mikey Booth.
That's right, Mikey Booth and Austin Lowy are two kids who have just kill it in the offseason. Those kids put in so much work. They definitely deserve a little bit of shout out. You know, and whoever plays that third defensive spot, whether it's Matt Nagy or whether it's Trey Gonzalez or whether it's Josh Park or whether it's Kyle McBride, they got so many kids. I could keep going. That program is just a factory.
So the Chief is on record. His preseason #1 is the Palos Verdes Sea Kings. All right, most of you who know me in years past, I either don't make a pick or I'm dead wrong. So I'm going to cede the rights to make my pick to Strider the Wonder Dog. Strider last year correctly picked just about everything that went on in sports and politics, and this year he's going to pick the top 2 teams. He's going to pick one. So what I've done is I've got one of his lacrosse balls labeled Loyola, one of his lacrosse balls labeled PV. I'm going to give it a roll out there, and he so far has only figured out how to grab one ball. So we'll just see who he grabs, and that'll be Strider's pick for the preseason #1. Come on, boy. That up, boy. Well, he wants them both. He actually just made a switch. Come on. Strider, come. Let's see it. That up, boy. Oh, he actually dropped one, picked up the other. Who'd you end up with, Strider? You changed your mind, right? Come here. What do we got? Strider had PV, he dropped it, he changed his mind, he likes Loyola in the long run, so that'll be my pick going into this. So the Chief's on with PV for #1, Strider the Wonder Dog has picked Loyola. Well, that's the first wrap for this week's LaxRatz LazWrap. I want to remind everybody we will be doing top 10 plays going forward, and as Lane likes to say, we can't show it if you don't send it. So if you've got a play you think makes our top 10, send it in. We'll look at it and let the panel review it. Sound good?
Yeah, it's going to be a great year. Super psyched.
Okay, for the Chief, Lane Jaffe, this is the Chopper, Drew Rogers, and for Strider the Wonder Dog saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.